Hey everyone, welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News. Today we're diving into something massive, something few people are talking about the right way, a hidden wave that's quietly shaking the financial world, and it revolves around the Iraqi dinar. Over the past week, reports from private buyers, banks, and even major global funds have shown an incredible surge in dinar activity. What's fascinating is that most ordinary investors have no idea why this is happening or what it means. But insiders, those who have been following the Iraqi financial system for years, are calling this a historic turning point. There's a silent frenzy happening behind closed doors, and today we're going to break down everything why the demand for dinar has exploded, what investors are seeing, what banks are quietly preparing, and how this all ties into Iraq's next big financial move. So, if you've been watching from the sidelines or holding dinar for years, this is the update you cannot afford to miss. In the last 72 hours, multiple exchange platforms and private dealers started reporting unusual activity. Their inventories of Iraqi dinar began dropping rapidly, with some claiming they were completely sold out of physical notes. This is almost unheard of. Normally, there are always large volumes available, but now thousands, even millions, of dinar are being purchased by single buyers at a time. What makes this even more striking is that online platforms quietly adjusted their rates. Hour by hour, you could watch prices tick higher, and for anyone familiar with currency markets, this is a clear sign of explosive demand. Something triggered this sudden buying surge, and it wasn't random. Behind the scenes, there's a carefully orchestrated wave, and the people in the know are moving fast. This isn't hype. This is a prelude to a major financial transition that could redefine the way the dinar is treated internationally. So, what ignited this massive rush for dinar? According to insiders, the spark came from a Central Bank of Iraq announcement that many people overlooked. Hidden inside a technical update on their website was a single line with huge implications. It mentioned Iraq finalizing preparations for international currency settlement systems. If you're new to this, it might sound boring or technical, but for seasoned investors, this is a green light. It signals that Iraq is preparing to integrate the dinar fully into global financial networks, allowing international banks and investors to transact with the currency freely. That one line triggered a wave of activity. It was enough for longtime holders and newcomers alike to recognize that a pivotal moment is approaching. Prime Minister Soudani's recent comments added fuel to the fire. He spoke publicly about Iraq entering a new economic stage, one where the strength of the national currency would truly reflect the country's progress. When investors combined that with the central bank's update, it painted a clear picture. They realized the timing was now. Investors who have been patient for years suddenly saw a moment to act before the market caught up. And that's exactly what they did. Large purchases started happening quietly but aggressively, creating a domino effect as other buyers scrambled to get in. This coordinated momentum is what's driving the current dinar frenzy. It's not speculative chatter, it's strategic positioning by people who know what's coming. Meanwhile, internal whispers from major banks like Chase, Wells Fargo, and HSBC have started surfacing. Bank insiders have noticed placeholders for the Iraqi dinar appearing in internal systems. While this doesn't mean exchanges are open yet, it's an unmistakable sign that systems are being updated to accommodate a new dinar rate. Historically, before major currency revaluations, these internal changes happen first. Banks prepare their networks, test integration, and ensure liquidity before making official announcements. When these indicators appeared, experienced investors recognized the pattern immediately. The sequence has been followed before in other major currency events, and it often precedes dramatic market moves. It's a clear signal that something substantial is on the horizon. On the ground, private dealers are feeling the pressure. Many are reporting shortages of physical dinar notes, especially in smaller denominations like 5,000 seconds and 10,000 seconds. Some dealers are telling customers that new shipments might take weeks to arrive. This shortage is partly because the Central Bank of Iraq is restricting bulk exports, carefully controlling where large amounts of currency are allowed to go. The move hints at a potential revaluation or a transition into a digital currency system, and the bank wants to ensure the market isn't flooded before this next phase. For anyone holding Dinar right now, it's an opportunity, not just speculation, but real positioning ahead of a significant financial event. Investor behavior reflects this urgency. There are two distinct groups. First, the quiet holders who've owned Dinar for years. They've been patient, ignoring hype, and now they're strategically preparing for the official exchange window. They aren't rushing to sell, they're calculating their next move carefully. The second group is newcomers, those who have recently learned about the potential revaluation and are trying to jump in before the market closes. These new investors are often pooling resources or making private bulk purchases, which is driving prices higher. The clash of these two groups, patient insiders and aggressive newcomers, is creating unprecedented market dynamics. The strategy for those involved is clear, but requires caution. If you already own Dinar, the best approach is to remain calm and patient. Avoid reacting to rumors and make sure all your notes are legitimate and properly documented. For those considering purchases, verify sources, do thorough research, and avoid getting caught up in the frenzy. Scams often increase when excitement hits, so staying informed and cautious is critical. The decisions made in this window can have lasting consequences, both positive and negative. History shows that those who act wisely now are the ones who benefit most when the market officially moves. The Central Bank of Iraq has achieved several critical milestones recently. They've tested the digital dinar system, integrated with global platforms like SWIFT, and ensured compliance with international banking standards. They've also confirmed sufficient reserves to support a higher exchange rate. These steps are monumental because they establish the foundation for a stable and strong currency. When investors see these milestones, it builds confidence that Iraq is ready for the next stage. Institutional investors, not just retail buyers, are now increasing their exposure to Iraq, signaling that this isn't just a local or speculative event anymore, it's a calculated international strategy. Oil exports in Iraq have reached record levels, and the government is paying off debts while diversifying revenue streams. Global digital payment platforms are already starting to integrate with Iraq's new financial framework. All these developments suggest that Iraq is transitioning from a developing market to a rising recognized economy. This shift in perception is key because currency values tend to follow economic reality. The dinar, once dismissed as unstable, is now being positioned as a currency that could reflect Iraq's actual economic growth. Investors sense this, and that's why the rush is happening. This surge isn't just about speculation, it's also about positioning for the future digital dinar. Once fully operational, citizens and investors will be able to move dinar through digital wallets, mobile apps, and international transfers. Linking to global systems like PayPal, Venmo, and MasterCard will allow Iraq to fully participate in international digital transactions. That means the dinar could become not just a national currency, but part of the global financial ecosystem. The current buying frenzy is a prelude to this transition, with investors aiming to hold physical and digital positions before the market officially opens. Regional markets are taking notice as well. Countries like Kuwait and the UAE are beginning to adjust trade agreements to include dinar settlements. That's a significant step because it means the dinar could be used directly in regional trade without conversion to USD. Direct use in trade gives Iraq more economic independence and forces international markets to treat the currency seriously. Analysts are already starting to watch the dinar closely, calling it one of the most important emerging currencies of 2025. The quiet buildup is finally becoming impossible to ignore. The psychology of investors is crucial here. People sense an approaching breakout, a moment where the numbers on the screen could shift dramatically. This isn't a guess. It's based on historical patterns from previous revaluations and redenominations. Investors move ahead of confirmations, trying to secure positions before the broader market reacts. That same psychology is at work now. Longtime holders remain patient but vigilant, while newcomers are scrambling to acquire positions before the official news hits. This dual pressure is amplifying the rush, and making inventory increasingly scarce. Digital transformation is the next big chapter. Iraq is preparing a fully digital ecosystem for the dinar, allowing real-time tracking, mobile transactions, and secure international transfers. Once digital dinar is live, physical notes will remain, but the majority of transactions will shift online. This change is monumental for Iraq's financial independence, enabling integration with global banking and payment systems seamlessly. Investors who understand this see the digital transition as a pivotal moment, and that explains the current frenzy in both physical and digital dinar markets. Transparency will be key moving forward. The central bank is expected to release official announcements about exchange windows, rates, and digital adoption timelines. Investors and holders must pay close attention to verified channels and avoid relying on unconfirmed private information. Decisions based on rumors can lead to losses or missed opportunities. The current stage is critical. It's the preparation period before the official wave hits, and being informed is the difference between success and setbacks. While excitement is high, there's also caution. Anyone new entering the market should understand the risks, including scams, counterfeit notes, and misinformation. The high demand and limited supply create opportunities for dishonest actors. Verified purchases, careful documentation, and staying grounded in official communications are essential. History has shown that in moments of financial transitions, those who act without research often pay the price, while those who plan strategically reap substantial rewards. The scale of institutional attention is impressive. European investment funds, Middle Eastern banks, and global hedge funds are increasing exposure to Iraq, not in oil alone, but in banking and currency-linked assets. This is a clear indication that the dinar is being repositioned as a strategic asset, not just a speculative one. The involvement of large-scale institutions also tends to accelerate market activity because once these players move, retail investors have less time to act, and prices often shift rapidly. Public perception is changing. Iraq is no longer seen as a high-risk, unstable country. With stabilized governance, growing oil revenues, and a digital-ready banking infrastructure, the nation is emerging as a credible financial player. This reassessment of Iraq's economic status is a fundamental driver of the dinar surge. Investors now believe that when the official rates are announced, the market will reflect Iraq's actual strength, which is why demand is climbing aggressively. The combination of political signals, banking preparation, and digital readiness creates a perfect storm. For the first time in years, multiple indicators are aligning to suggest that a major financial event is imminent. Every detail, from internal bank system updates to restricted note availability, points toward a well-coordinated launch. Observers watching the global financial space are beginning to notice, and the quiet buildup is now becoming impossible to ignore. This moment is historic. Years of skepticism about the dinar are being challenged. Iraq's leadership, banking infrastructure, and global investor interest are converging to create a new financial reality. The currency, once dismissed, is now gaining serious attention. Those who've held steady are preparing for potentially transformational changes, while new entrants are scrambling to find positions before the official rollout. As we move forward, preparation is everything. Verify holdings, track official announcements, and understand your strategy post-exchange. Whether your goal is financial growth, diversification, or community support, planning now is critical. The wave of activity is more than speculation. It's positioning for a moment that could reshape Iraq's currency landscape. The next few weeks may define the trajectory of the dinar for years to come. The hidden wave is here, and the world is finally noticing. From banks to global funds, from regional trade agreements to digital integration, everything is lining up. Investors, holders, and observers must stay grounded, follow verified information, and understand that this is a strategic moment. Patience, preparation, and awareness will determine who benefits most from what may be one of the most significant financial events of the decade. We are watching history unfold in real time. The frenzy, the preparation, and the global interest aren't just noise, they're signals. Iraq is stepping onto the international financial stage, and the dinar is positioned to reflect the country's true economic strength. Every purchase, every system update, and every strategic move is part of a much larger picture. This isn't speculation anymore. This is the unfolding of a carefully timed financial transition that may define Iraq's economic story for years. Stay informed, stay patient, and remember that opportunity favors those who prepare. The hidden wave has arrived, and the dinar surge is not just a headline, it's a realignment of global attention. For holders, investors, and observers, this is a pivotal moment. The signs are everywhere, the systems are in place, and the next move could redefine everything. Keep your eyes on official channels, verify your sources, and be ready. History is being written right now, and this is your front row seat to one of the most dramatic financial stories unfolding today.